So one example is plants that we can actually eat that bring people food. So whether it's fruit or the leaves, or if you can boil the bark, for example, these species will actually bring ecosystem services. And in some cases, for example, with fruit, these species are really widespread, way beyond their native range, because of the ecosystem services they actually bring in the form of food. And this is sort of a compromise of, would it be okay to plant a species that is not native if it's bringing a lot of value and ecosystem services to the local population? One example I'm thinking of is mango trees are originally only native in India. Obviously, we find them in a lot of other countries, and a lot of countries, if we suddenly told them you can't plant mango trees anymore, they probably wouldn't be okay with that. Another thing we can do with these models, at the moment we're modeling where certain species can be in the current climate, but we also have predictions of how the climate will be in 10, 20, 50 years. And we can also use exactly the same models and see how the species distribution will be different with a warmer climate, with the climate we predict for in 2050 or 2100. So we can actually see species move, and maybe you can see, for example, when will we have palm trees in Zurich?
So when we think of something like biodiversity loss or extinction of species or threatened species, again, this is something that we have to take a relatively large scale approach to. Species and populations can occur over thousands of kilometers. But at the same time, the only way we can really keep track of how different populations and communities and species are doing is by local data. And monitoring of these species is really key to understanding the health of ecosystems, the health of different populations, and in having a good understanding of how these different groups are fluctuating through time.
We got a request from a tribe leader from the Philippines, and they wanted to get more ecological insights about their sacred forests. So with that insights, they are able to communicate to the public how valuable their sacred forest is in terms of carbon sequestering or also biodiversity.